Mm-hmm. Welcome to our Sunday show. It's 3:30 on a Sunday after the Bears just went 8-8, and so Marshawn Lynch returns tonight for the Seahawks, huh?
It's gonna be a crazy day today in Seattle tonight.
Awesome. Well, we'll return to that one in a bit, but today we have something that's really kind of cool. We're going to give you all the links as to where you can find to buy legal weed come January 1st, because not all the dispensaries are open. I'm not sure if you knew that.
Yeah, well, we talked about that before, where I was surprised they're not just turning key.
Well, why would they? I mean, there also might be a supply shortage. So why would you just expose yourself to the supply shortage when you don't have to?
I don't know what this might bullshit is, though. You're gonna have a supply shortage. You're gonna
think so.
No,
they have been limiting the medical flower for the past few weeks, and the last time I just stocked up before I took the train to Chicago, they were limiting medical flower, so it was limit one per customer.
People underestimate too the tourist aspect of things. You're gonna have a bunch of influx of just
So you think that people are going to be driving from Iowa and Indiana and maybe Missouri, because they just handed out the growers licenses in Missouri a couple of days ago, and so the time from you win a license to the time that medical cannabis is made available is months. So yeah, there might be people coming from all over.
And not just that, you're gonna. I think people forget the metric of, and this is something I witnessed in Washington in both medical and recreational, where people have been afraid to just be a part of this plant, to be to say, yeah, this is my choice of recreational or medicine. And,
right.
and as soon as there's a law passing, then you have all these people come out of the woodworks. So
I've been doing it for years. Come on, Phil. You just voted against this stuff. Woo!
Yeah. Seriously, it happens that way. And so I think you guys are going to be short.
I'm pretty sure we're going to be short, but let's here's some stuff on the screens. This is the Leafly one, and that's what's on our ticker at the bottom. I tried to put this on the ticker at the bottom, and that's why I found out that the ticker only has a limit of 120 characters. So I just made sure that it is down there in the description. So while you're down there, please do give us a thumbs up and a subscribe because
it's appreciated.
It's cannabis legalization news. Yeah. You're going to want to know where that is. So 3C Compassionate Care in Joliet. That's important.
How many
come to January 1st. Let's see if my dispensary is going to be open. Let's see here. Trinity. Oh, I don't see it.
So it'll still be medical when that time comes.
Well, New Med East Peoria is going to be the closest one, but heck, I'm going to be up here in Chicago anyway. So I'll go to one of these dispensaries on the 31st, I suppose.
So, but you're in a position where you can go there just for that one time to because you're going to put up with a lot of lines. You're going to put.
Well, I don't know if medical patients get to jump the line.
I don't think we're going to jump the line. I bet you get a discount because it'd be kind of ridiculous to have.
You get a different tax, perhaps, but I don't know about that because my medical card is fixed to Trinity, and I thought Trinity was going to be open on. Maybe they've updated this. I'm not sure what date this particular one came out. December 16th. So there's not just that's down there. That one might be a little dated. There's also this sweet map that Patch has on it.
Yeah,
and then. So that link is in there, but then that link really takes you to the main event right here. That's pretty sweet. So kind of zoom in. All right. So yeah.
One medical, one recreational.
Right. Interesting.
That's wild, dude. Hey, Pyramid, can seeds be obtained via mail legally? And I would say yes.
What's that?
Pyramid 7 here asked, can seeds be obtained via mail legally? I mean, I don't know if it's legal or not. I just know people do it that way.
Yeah, I know people do it that way. I don't think it's legal though.
But is it
but if you go to a state where you can buy the seeds and then you mail them to yourself, it's kind of like, where do you think all these cannabis companies get their stuff, right? Yeah. Because if it's illegal before they get the license and then suddenly they get the license and then it's legal, where did they get the stuff? Is it the stork that brings it, from heaven, and then suddenly the clones show up? Yes.
But even in like back in the day in the 80s and 90s with high times, I mean, I know this is why Mark Emery went to prison for so many years, but you had other low-hanging fruit that you could have stopped incoming seeds. I just know people have ordered them that way.
Oh yeah, people have ordered it, but and I haven't looked into the legality of it. I've just been too darn busy. So
yeah, no,
one day, sure.
But I know you can. That's all I know. You can find them. I would look up Mother Mother's Finest Organics is one company.
Mother's Finest Organics. Where's that out of?
Yeah, let me. So I think they're from Oregon. I actually ran
A
into
lot of
them
stuff's from Oregon, dude.
Yeah, I actually
Oregon's got pretty happening cannabis culture out there. I hear.
Here it is, Mother's Finest Seed Company. Let me post that if I can. But actually, here you were have to post it because I still don't know how to work this damn studio.
Yeah, you need more time in the studio, Maggie.
Wait, I just did it. Did it? Oh,
what'd you do?
I posted the link to the seed company in our general chat. So,
yep, you'll figure this stuff out one day,
slowly but surely.
I tell you. But I'm not sure. I should probably go to a dispensary and check it out on the first, just to see the lines. And it's going to be interesting to see the stats roll in. I bet it's going to be a lot. And then, boom, they'll be sold out.
Well, you're going to also have that comparison of the experience, bro. Like, that's the other thing, too, is people.
But I bought medical. It looks like it's going to be a very similar user experience to medical, which isn't that great in Illinois, to be honest.
It's just a store. Well, yeah, you guys kind of already had that business structure for your medical side. Whereas we were able to have big jars exposed to us when it was medical.
Yeah, the big jars is awesome. Like if you want big jars, you're gonna have to get hemp flower. You just don't have the ease of use with the regulations that they have in Illinois. Everything needs to be pre-packed, pre-weighed, pre-wrapped, child-proof, labeled, tested, shipped out the door from the producer to the dispenser, ready to go.
And I say, fuck that. But
I realize that, my man. But Washington State regulations are not Illinois, and I think in Washington State they all have to be pre-packed now too. When you go,
we're equal now. We are all the same. I mean, it's all one big shit show. But
I just hope that those robberies don't come over to Illinois, man.
Oh well, it's in a cash-only business. That's what's going to happen.
And then what do those jokers do in the Senate? I just did a video, and then it got popular because I got political on it. But then people are defending Donald Trump. And they're Republican and they support weed. And I just feel so sorry for those people. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, both parties suck. That wasn't the point, you know?
Well, there's a bigger agenda, it seems, with the Republican side and even on the Democrat side, because in Washington State, they're the ones holding up our home grow. But
yeah, so nothing makes sense. I mean, if they're going to be against it, they're going to be against it. There's prejudice against this plant out there. And so who's expressing the prejudice against the plant? You know, seriously.
Yeah. But like you said, on a bigger scale, though, it seems that there's this bigger anomaly of, like, first off, we were all shocked that Mitch McConnell fucking did the hemp bill, right? I mean, marijuana light from a Republican side was pretty shocking. But the fact that the MORE Act had a chance to help so many people and the Republicans gutted it.
Gutted it. 2% THC.
Yeah.
I mean, like, what did this THC stuff ever do to these people? Seriously. Why do they hate it so much?
And that same guy had a DUI.
Of course he did.
They're crappo guy.
That's normal. It's normal to get drunk, have your hippocampus shut down, and then you get behind the wheel of a car and drive home magically without ever remembering it. That's normal. But using this THC stuff, man, that is dangerous. That turns you into an evil person.
Right. Yeah. An evil person that kills pizzas.
Oh, I murdered some pizzas. That's one of the things about Chicago. It's pizza town, man. And I think I've had enough. I think I have finally. I didn't know I'd ever get to that. I've had enough for a little while. You know, I've had enough pizza. That's kind of why I eat a lot of it. I did. Yeah.
Oh, somebody has six plants per patient. That must be for a home grow rule.
Oh no, that ain't Illinois. That ain't Illinois. Illinois is 5 plants per medical household. So with permission, if you have to rent. So like Illinois is 5 plants over 5 inches per household, and it has to be in an enclosed, locked, you can't see it from the street space. Nobody under 21 is allowed in there, and that's where you can have your mad weed stash. So there's going to be a lot of home grow seeds. Something. I'm back. Hey, I would just like to take a moment out of this to thank Comcast Internet for being terrible. Comcast Internet, the best thing about it is that every week or month, whenever they come due, you take the money right out of my account. So I don't even have to think about not paying.
Dude, your audio was frozen.
With internet. Oh, gosh, it's like they're watching.
That was awesome, dude. Hey, Jesse, see what you know about this one here, because this is your area. Jesse says, supposedly there'll be seeds for sale at medical dispensaries or trading and sell clones.
Some people might pass clones, of course, but that's legal, you know. And so people that are passing clones they're already passing clones They just have to be really, really quiet about it. And then, yeah, it looks like the law will change. Let's be honest. But it's starting with the people that can buy the seeds would be the medical patients, and the dispensaries are allowed to sell the seeds. But I don't know not one dispensary that has any plans to sell any seeds. I don't know any of the producers that have any plans to sell any seeds or like any packaging for any seeds or anything like that. It will eventually happen, of course, but I don't know when.
I mean, it's another market. I would do it as soon as the law allowed, technically, you know. And that's what I saw here in Washington. We had clones for sale. I kick myself in the
clones for sale. That sounds like a nursery license that they have in California for cannabis. The nursery licensure is missing in Illinois, but let's start lobbying the state right now. We need the nursery license, especially for the passings of the clones.
So would a nursery license be for the just the right
the clone sales? And so, like, you would have a nursery that gets some good stable genes, and they would have like a rig that they lit it on. So it's like, hey, this pheno responds really, really well to HPSs in this type of rig. And so then you'd be able to buy a clone, hopefully at that type of specificity. But, everything's going to be LEDs here in the future. Or, yeah, probably. LEDs will take up a sizable percentage of the growers.
Well, probably. But, I mean, that's all about the indoor and keeping up with, like that. I mean, we're still dealing with the proper rotation of people have to deal with. Like, I know on the medical side, 3-month cycle was like a thumb of rule for a lot of people, right? Every 3 months they'd have their harvest, they have enough stuff for their supply, and 3 months again. So who knows on a mass scale, some people still haven't reached their good quality here in Washington. I mean, I have my go-to buds.
Yeah, but we got a promotional program about the state of Washington coming on here. We've been on for about 12. So we'll do about another 10 minutes of shtick, take some questions from the audience. And then we have a clip show coming up. It's where we look at how bad we were at this, not just a year ago, maybe like 6 months ago.
Man.
So yeah, Wobble says, though, that he was at Rise. Rise dispensaries are GTIs. I'm not going to put on the hat, but, GTI is a great producer out of Illinois. Their dispensaries, and they say no seeds on the first. And so like that one's more like vertically integrated. So like if GTI is making the plants, and then they're also selling the plants with their own dispensary licenses, and they're saying there's no seeds that are coming. There's no seeds coming the first.
Yeah, I would imagine something that big of a company is not going to jump into that. The
Illinois cannabis companies are really only like 4 years old. So like Cresco Labs, GTI, Revolution, Verano, those guys, they aren't that old. And so they will start selling seeds. I just don't know when, but a lot of the cannabis companies in Illinois don't necessarily do their own genetics. And so if they're not doing their own genetics, they're all growing from clones, and then they buy like a cookies cut from California and they fly that in. Where's the seeds coming from? Who's making the seeds?
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like the seed cell, if you're already a big established company who's doing a thing, you're not going to jump in the seed part of the market yet, because that's another source of energy of your, what you've already established.
Yeah. Because then you have to work on, creating seeds that are stable, probably also feminized, that you can then sell. That has just not been their game.
No.
To this far. I mean, it's going to be interesting, and they're going to start doing it. But then if you wanted those seeds and then those clones, you really should have a nursery license whose job would be to help create those types of genetics.
So is that nursery license not established yet, or is that something needs?
It's not a thing. So even when these craft grower licenses, by the way, applications coming out in January 7th, give me a call before January 7th. Let's see. Can I shtick or promote myself anymore? There we go. That's right. Google cannabis lawyer. And then January 7th, transporter. Let's see. What's the other one? Craft. And then the infuser licenses. They all come out that time.
Hey, Mike has a question from Missouri.
Yeah.
She wants to know, how do you find out about how many people she can be a caregiver for?
No, I don't know if Missouri actually allows for caregivers. I'm not familiar with Missouri's version of the law. I know they had a ballot initiative, so there's an amendment somewhere in their constitution. I'm assuming if it's like other ballot initiatives. And so I would have to read it, and then I would have to see if caregivers are permitted. I know in Illinois they do allow caregivers, but it's not like it's in with some states where the caregivers are actually allowed to grow, like not Massachusetts.
Comcast kicks in again.
I wanted to thank Comcast, their sponsor. And then, so no, it's, I was talking about Michigan, and I think also like in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait.
I know. It's terrible. And if I test the internet, it says it's fast. But it's working better than that one time that we had Jay on from Canada Advisors. Remember that?
Oh,
when
God.
it dropped out.
You know, you might need a hardwire, honestly. Do you hardwire into
I might. I do need another Ethernet cord because I'd have to check this because there's dongles that are running from my Mac. And so those dongles, then sometimes they have an Ethernet port, sometimes they don't. I might have to get a new dongle and then have an Ethernet port in it. That may work. I don't know. I know one thing. Comcast will take that $60 out of my check by the end of the month. Doesn't even blink, and I like that.
That's
makes me think less.
$60 would you pay for internet?
Yeah, that's why that cuts out, because it's not enough.
I was happy
How much do you pay for internet over there? I mean, in Seattle, I'm assuming one thing you have, it's cheap freaking internet.
No.
What?
Paying retarded. Well,
in Tech City, how come it's not? How much is internet there?
I got lowered in, dude. First, they lured me in with CenturyLink. I got lowered in for like $30 a month, and then after 2 years, it went up to like 120. So, I mean, I do have gaming Wi-Fi though. Like, no one can fuck with my Wi-Fi when I'm at my home. But anyways, with Micah, I was gonna suggest, my always go-to for anybody for questions in their state laws is Normal.
Yeah, Normal is great. Go to Normal, and they will probably have a summary somewhere. And you can review all of that. There's Normal, and then those ones are usually more user friendly than just even the state's websites themselves. Well,
the network. So that's the other thing too, as far as this legalization goes. Because Normal, I mean, we are looking for legal answers, right? We want to have a legal, established, like no shit, I'm not going to go to jail, fucking just statement.
Yeah,
and it doesn't work that way with the law.
No. And then not only that, it's like, well, it could be this, but it says that, and it could be, and then case law disagrees with all of it. Like, okay, and so what am I supposed to do? Not get caught? Great.
But that's the problem with medical. It's medical being the affirmative defense, but it's not. And no shit, like I'm an innocent human being, right?
Yeah.
It's not essentially a list in the office.
That's right. So, it's pretty good. So check your dispensary tomorrow. Well, my dispensary is closed on Mondays because, they're just small businesses. And now I know a lot of the new ones, they're going to be open as much as they can. So they'll try to be open 7 days a week for the max limit if possible. I mean, but who wants to open up their dispensary at 6 a.m.? Seriously.
Let's do a prediction of how long till the weed dries out.
We will be out of weed in Illinois by January 7th.
I think that's a good estimate. I think a week time frame of just sucking you guys dry, and then at what point do we import? Because you can't just shit weed out.
Well, I'm kind of worried. I'm gonna have to go to the dispensary tomorrow. Wait, it's closed on Monday. Shit, and I'm gonna be up until Chicago until I'm not paying $75 for an eighth. I'm hoping that I'd be able to use my medical pricing so I get my medical tax as opposed to the regular tax, which is going to be obscene.
No, you should be. I mean, that should apply to your guys' law, right? You have the medical tax-free aspect of it, no matter where you go or make your purchase at. So, yeah, I think it'll be all right. Right.
Don't bring attention to yourself. That's important. Do not go out there on January 1st with the largest bong that you own and the statutory max of 1 ounce and just start smoking. That's just stupid.
I could also say, do not go on YouTube and talk about marijuana legalization.
Maybe that was weird. Like we actually got a whole bunch of subscribers sucked out after our Christmas show.
Well, wasn't there a great?
We were talking about the shadow ban, so we're not allowed to talk about the shadow ban no more. We'll just be like that thing that shall not be named in case there is an algorithm out there scraping this content.
Yeah. Probably. What's even more freaky is they're scraping our audio content, right? It's not like someone's
scraping audio and video. I'm sure, like in China, especially if it was more popular, they'd be looking at our faces to determine our emotions.
Probably. No, for real, dude. That's the scary thing about where we're at with tech.
Oh, that's like I want you to know that is like 1976 vinyl compared to where we're going in another 10 years. But that's a topic for another time. I think we've covered the bases when it comes to where you could find them. I mean, if you guys need something, try the Google map that's in the description while you're down there. Of course, thumbs up, give us a subscribe, drop us a comment. This Leafly one is also down there. They have a really nice list. Hopefully it's been updated. No idea. But until next time, Miggy, you have anything to say for the good of the order?
I think just join us in the next show about Washington legalization news.
Yeah, Washington legalization news coming right up.